Hello and welcome to Hilltopper Hotspots. Spring is a time of rebirth and new beginnings. That was never more personified on the campus of West Liberty than in the spring of 2017. Two legendary head coaches for men's and women's basketball passed on the torch to new head coaches and a rebirth of those two programs. Now we'll focus on the new beginnings on this edition of Hilltopper Hotspots, as in the spring of 2017, men's soccer was also added to the list of Hilltopper sports. And the man selected to get that program up and running was head coach Thomas Olivier.
Well, I was born and raised in France, in Normandy. I lived about an hour and 15 minutes from Omaha Beach in northern Normandy. I came to this country for 7th grade in Cleveland. My dad got transferred to Cleveland for 3 years or 3.5 years, so I spent part of my high school years in Cleveland. Then I went back to France, to Europe. Then I came to the United States in 1992 and got involved in full-time soccer ever since then. So it's been a good 20 plus years. I started playing soccer when I was 5 in France. So the European system of youth soccer and the American system are a little different. We actually don't have a lot of competitions and a lot of trophies or trying to be number one or trying to score more goals. It's more about development and the foot skills, training and technique. So we really didn't see any competitions till we were about 11 years old in France. I think it's a great model, but I don't have a say in this country of what model we follow. But I think it's a great model. I think in this country we're a little too hesitant not to worry about results, and we're a little too hesitant not to worry about standings and trophies, etc. So if we were more concerned with a bigger picture, I think our players would be better at an earlier age. Certainly when you're as into soccer as most kids in France are, they look up to a lot of professional players. So at the time, Michel Platini was the standard in European soccer and in world soccer. We had 2 or 3 good years where we got to the semifinal of the World Cup in '82, and then in '84 we won the European Championship. So this is before he became an administrator at FIFA, and he had a couple issues there. But from his playing days, he was very good. So I liked Platini, and I also liked Patrick Battiston, who was a center back who played for the French team, and he was my role model as a kid because that's the position I played. It came out of a weird conversation I had with somebody I knew in East Lansing, Michigan. I went to Michigan State University, and a gentleman said, "Hey, you're from France. You must know about soccer. Will you help me coach my rec kids?" And that's where my soccer career started. So I didn't know anything about anything. I thought I did, but I didn't. And I just learned that you have to know what you don't know as a coach and try to get better. So I started coaching rec soccer. Then it became semi-rec, and then travel, and then semi-travel. And then I decided that maybe soccer in this country might be a career for me. So I got into soccer coaching full-time, got coaching licenses and continuing education, and went about it that way. Marshall was my first full-time college program. I got involved a little bit with Michigan State University men's soccer team, but that was more or less on a grad and a volunteer basis. My very first coaching job at an institution was at Mason High School in Michigan. I was the assistant coach there before I got a head coaching job at Grand Ledge High School, which is another one around Lansing. And then I moved to Ann Arbor and started coaching youth soccer. I would be remiss if I didn't thank Bobby Gray, who was the longtime head coach at Marshall, who just retired after a long college career. He took a big chance on me, having had no college soccer experience. I was working for him at the youth level with West Virginia Soccer Association, doing coaching classes and some all-state things with the ODP program. And he said, "Hey, let's give it a shot." So I had to learn what college soccer was all about: the parameters, the rules, the policies. The NCAA manual is about this big, and sometimes it doesn't make sense to you, but you have to know the rules and the guidelines. So the first couple of years was a big learning curve for me. I was primarily responsible for recruiting and a lot of the day-to-day training of the team, along with him, of course. So I think that the opportunity, the unique situation that we have here to start a program brand new was probably the most appealing thing. And Barry Christmas, our women's coach, was a big influence in having me at least apply for the position. He told me his trials and tribulations of starting his women's program and how far they've come, reaching the NBC semifinals last fall. But I think ultimately, beyond coming up here and making a decision that I'd like to apply, is meeting with Lynn and Dr. Greiner and kind of getting their vision and how they see athletics fit in the overall big picture of West Liberty and the campus and the community. I think that was important for me to hear from them, that they have a big commitment and a big strategic plan. So, well, it certainly is a challenge. It'll be a challenge that'll have its hurdles and its bumps. and maybe some bruises. But I think the benefits far outweigh any negative pieces that we might have short term. I think trying to get players to understand that I'm asking them to take a bit of a leap of faith with us. But we have a lot of things going for West Liberty, not only the campus, the program, the facilities.
You are standing in what will be known as the West Family Athletic Complex. We are in a vacant parking lot right now behind some of the faculty and staff houses and behind the baseball outfield. And beginning in March or April of 2018, we will have the West Family Athletic Complex, made up of a brand new all-weather turf soccer field and an official NCAA 8-lane track around it. It'll be complete with, you name it, we got it, bleachers, concession stand, locker rooms, and of course lights for those evening matches. Over my shoulder you will see our current grass field, and beginning in the 2018 spring and fall seasons, we will be able to have both to our use. Grass field on some days, and here the turf field on others. On behalf of the men's and women's soccer programs and of West Liberty Athletics, I want to again thank the generous contribution of the West family. Flip and Gary were available to us at the Spring Gala and made another generous contribution, a continued contribution, I should say, to the West Liberty community to make this complex ready and available to us. We're very excited about the possibilities that it will bring not only to the campus, to our athletic programs, but also to the community as we plan on hosting a number of community events here on the new athletic complex beginning in 2018.
Some people refer to it as a club season. I think a better way to explain it is a non-varsity season. So we are going to have competitive games. We are going to wear West Liberty uniforms. We are going to try to represent West Liberty University the best way we can, but we're not going to play games that count for the Mountain East Conference. Some people might call that club. We are going to play against mostly JV or reserve teams of Division II sides and a couple of Division IIIs and maybe a Division I here and there. But really, the way I explain it is we're going to have about a year and 2 months of a preseason to get our act together. And our most important thing is to establish a good team culture and to run the program we want to, and then try to get players to buy into that as well. So the excitement level for us is to build a program that we can all be proud of, and eventually that'll compete in the Mountain East Conference because, believe me when I tell you, we want to win games down the road.
Thank you and good luck to Coach Olivier in starting the men's soccer program, and thank you for watching Hilltopper Hotspots.